Let me correct my grammar. This dude almost hit me. I got the right of way. He just don't come on out. What in the world? Anyway, okay, so much is going on with in today, from Saturday all the way up until today. Man, pray for my family. We have one of my uncles is very ill, so pray for my family, y'all. Pray for my uncle. Pray for the Williams and Clark family. It's not of relation to us, but someone at our church, they had a loss in their family. Someone that I was dear and to me, very genuine lady, young woman. She lost. She went home to be with the Lord. But what brings me on this morning? Children. Y'all know that I love children. And I just feel like children, when they're such a young age and they're so innocent, it's the best time. This is when they learn. And when things throughout their life, affects their life, it comes from the childhood. It's what makes us who we are. Our childhood is who makes us who we are, majority of the time. What we've seen, what we've heard, what we learned. What we learned and watched from our parents. So, me and my husband was talking this morning, and we were talking, my best friend had sent me a TikTok of this young lady talking about, friends. You can't really have too many friends. You have one or two friends, you keep them because y'all been through thick and thin, y'all laugh, y'all cry. So I was telling my husband, I said, my grandmother is the one that taught me that you can't have too many friends. And I let him know. I said I couldn't have been no more than 8. At the age of about 5, I can remember things from when I was 2 years old, y'all. 2 years old. And at the age of 5, you would consider myself as being wise as a 5-year-old. Where my mother even taught me how to ride the city bus at the age of 5 to go to school. And because we didn't have school buses, y'all know that, we too old. There wasn't no school buses. We had to walk. But in the wintertime, when I was in kindergarten, she taught me how to ride the bus because she couldn't walk me. It was too cold. But one thing, she rode it with me one time. She knew I was smart. My mama knew I was smart. 5. She rode with me one time. I can remember. I can almost remember what I had on. And she told me to look at where I'm going on that city bus. So we rode the city bus. And I lived on Morphy Street. So the city bus would go up Yuma. It would pass Maddox. It would also pass Allen Street. Because Carroll Peak used to sit on Elmwood. It sits on Jefferson now, but it used to sit on Elmwood. And it would go past Elmwood. It would go past Jefferson. But I think it used to turn, it was like 2 streets down or a street down or so. And then it would come back up Mississippi. So my mama would tell me to, pull the string. And then the driver would let me off in the back of the school and then where I was supposed to go. She taught me that one time, and I learned how to do it by myself one time. With that being said, y'all, in this day, right, in our time, we know times are different. Learning is different. Because the internet, whether y'all know it or not, is teaching your kids. They really are. What they watch is teaching them, especially if you're not. If they spend more time on the internet or YouTube, that's who's teaching them. Cussing, twerking, all that. Gangster-like, throwing up signs. You don't know what that child think in their mind. I remember I had a cousin that said when she watched the soap operas, she thought that was real life. She thought it was real life, and she began to mimic the soap operas as life. Disguising, sleeping around, being something that she wasn't. She really thought, I'm serious, y'all. And that just goes to say the things that we take in and how we talk affects us for life. So this is what I want to say this about these kids. My granddaughter was cleaning up my washing off the thing off my table in the dining room, and something fell. And she says, and I you know, what kids be around and what they hear is what they hear. And she said, oops, I effed that up. I said, Momo, baby, what did you just say? And she said it again, like it was normal. She said, I effed that up. I said, baby, that's not a good word. I said, you don't say that. You say messed up. You messed that up. She said, okay. I said, don't say that word no more. But then I also explained to her, I know you hear that word. It's not like she don't hear it. I said, I know you hear that word from other people, but that's not a good word for you to say. Train these kids the right way. Don't let internet train your children. If they're going to watch their YouTube, watch what they're looking at on YouTube. Because a lot of parents have gotten out of the way of just letting YouTube and the teachers at the school teach the kids. Most of these kids don't have no, what is it called? Home manners or something. You ain't been home trained. It's something we used to say back in the day. You know, no home training. You can tell when kids ain't got no home training. You can tell when we out here in the stores they ain't got no home training. They so disrespectful. Guess where they learn that disrespect from most of the time? The internet. Because these shows show children being disrespectful, and they inherit that, and they think that is okay. So you never know how wise sometimes our children. I'm not bragging about myself. I've been wise all my life. I was told that at the age of 12, that I was wise. My thinking was on a level. I was 12, but my thinking was on the level of like a 20-year-old adult, because of the things that I was just. It's like I knew. I ain't lived through nothing at 12, but it's like I knew. I knew how to handle stuff, or what to do, what not to do. My mama taught me very well. My mama was harder on me than my brothers. I had to do things. I learned how to grocery shop. I was grocery shopping at 10. I knew how to go to the store and grocery shop. My grandmother would send me to the store. I remember the time I went to go get some steak, and I came back with a pork chop. Well, the meat looked the same to me. So she said, go get me a T-bone steak. I'm 8. I'm 8 years old. She tells me the T-bone steak, she just told me that a bone in it. Well, pork chops got bones too. Pork steaks have bones. She didn't ask me to go to the back to ask the man in the back to give me one. She told me to pick it out. When I picked it out, I took it home. I thought I did a good thing. I was 8 years old. I walked back home, and she got mad at me. She say, Fifi, that is not a T-bone steak. I'm like, what is it? It's meat. You know, you 8 years old. This is what's going on in your head. She said, that's a pork chop. That's a pork steak. And then she let me know. She says, when you pick out a T-bone steak, there's a T in the steak. That's why it's called T-bone. Okay, so that's how I learned a T-bone steak. At the age of 5, I learned how to spell Thunderbird. That was my first word, Thunderbird. That was the first word I learned how to spell. Why is that, you might ask? My grandpapa. I went to the store with my grandpapa, and he told me to get the Thunderbird out of the refrigerator. And I said, at the store. And I was like, Thunderbird. And he spelled it out to me. And I looked when he spelled it out. I'm 5. And he spelled it out, and he said, green bottle and Thunderbird. And every time I would go to the store, I would go buy that canister just to look at the Thunderbird. So, people, when these kids are learning, you never know what's up here and how it reflects their life once they get older. I thank God that my mama taught me how to ride the school bus, the city bus, not a school bus, a city bus. Because right today, in my 52-year-old life, right, I am very detailed with when I travel, with time. I know how long it would take the bus to get from Murphy Street to my school. Watch where I'm at. Make sure I can get back where I was. Watch just detail. And she told me, pay attention to where you're going. That's why I pay attention to where I'm going right today. I don't care where it is. Yeah, I can drive down the street and tell you where the holes in the street are. That's why I know where it floods. If you want to know, like if it's raining and it's flooding, I can tell you where not to go. Detail. And it ain't changed. It ain't changed at all. So be mindful of that when we're raising our kids. Grandparents, we do our due diligence. We train our grandkids up differently sometimes from what we train our own children, because we have more patience with our grandchildren, and the fact that we can send them home. We ain't raising them. For some of y'all, we ain't raising our grandkids. So teach them as well as my grandmother taught me. My grandmother and my mother taught me very well. And I thank God for it. I thank God for wisdom, even at a young age. That being young at the age of 5, I was wise. Man. But it's a blessing. Bless your children by teaching them what's right and wrong, what's real and what's not real. Because in today, half the time you don't know what's real and what's not real. They do so much fake stuff on the internet and on social media. Is crazy. But with that being said, did y'all see where I don't know if did y'all see where Donald Trump, and I don't know if that's his page on Facebook or not, did y'all see where he said there's a 7-mile alien ship headed towards Earth? 7 miles. I told my husband, I said, you know what? It's either an alien ship or it's Wormwood, if that's true. My husband said, what's Wormwood? I say that's when the angel in the book of Revelation comes down, hits the waters, and I mean it's massive, and it kills everything in the waters and causes tidal waves and tsunamis and everything else, and then we're in a bad place. I say, so if they claim that they see something, I don't know if we're gonna be like in Independence Day or not, with that big old ship that came over. All I know, a ship break this atmosphere, I'm going to the country. I'm getting out of city limits. I'm gonna be up in somebody's mountain. Woo. Make sure there's some water though. But anyway, that's all I gotta say, y'all. Happy Thursday. Make your day the best it can be. Have a happy day, a productive day. enjoy this day as I would try to enjoy the rest of mine. Hey, Pastor Zeno, I can see I done stopped. I'm not driving. I don't watch. I'm sitting at the light. I can look down. Hey, Pastor Zeno, how you doing? I left my coffee, y'all. While my mouth dry. I have to have my coffee in the morning. He's like, where is she going this early in the morning? Yes, I've been off. I've been off and I'm still off. And I ain't got, I don't have to go to church. Not church. I ain't got no church this week. No church this week. But I got to go Monday. And I've been enjoying my husband. Now I'm headed to take my car, my speed demon, my car to the shop. I gotta get some things fixed on it, you know. You know what? Let me say this. Oh yeah, that reminds me. I gotta take somebody. That reminds me. When God gives you a gift, He entrusts you with a gift. Like if you know that He gave you something, treasure it. That's what I do. When you know it was nobody but God, take care of it. Hold on to it. I say, just so you can continue to floss it around. I say that because I'm in I call my green car, my green Cadillac, Emerald. And I've been having Emerald now for 7 years, I believe. I think. When did I get this car? What's this, 2000 and... I've been having Emerald for 6 years now. Almost 7 years. And it wasn't nobody but God. God touched someone's heart to bless me. And when I tell y'all, I took care of it. And right today, I still take care of it. Every time I look at it, I think of the goodness of the Lord and how He blessed me. And because I took care of this one, He blessed me with another that I couldn't give no one credit but Him. It's crazy. When God gives you something, no one can take credit for it. You know it's a God move when you weren't supposed to get it. That's when you know it's a God move. This one was given to me, no money down. I just took over payments. It was in good condition. You know, I kept it up no matter what happened to it. I took care of it. Up until, you know, and it's paid off. It's not like I'm still paying on it, it's paid off. And then I wanted another one. And of course, I was trying to work it out where I could get it one way. And it worked out another way. And I said, there is no way. There is no way I should have got that car. And I was able to get it. So just know when God is blessing and the blessing. God is a blesser. He is a provider. And when He blesses you with your desires, treasure them because they are gifts from Him. He gives us gifts. He gives us spiritual gifts as well as materialistic things that can be replaced. But He knows, and He knows that you're going to take care of it. So I thank God, y'all. And thank God for what you have. And take care of it. Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to go. I got to pay attention to this road. Now I'm over here on the south side. So y'all be blessed. Have a good Thursday. Bye.